Hey y'all, welcome back to another Carlos's Chatty Confessions with me, Carlos Spicy Wiener. Today's confession, Speed Racer. Now, I don't mean I know some secret lore or mystery about the show. No, what I mean is me in high school. As everyone knows, high school is tough, with cliques, social pressure, and most importantly, finding yourself. For me, I loved eating. By that line, y'all would assume I'm a big guy. And while that's true nowadays, I was really skinny back then. I'm talking 6'3", 186 pounds. I got free lunches from that one program. The one where if your family doesn't make X amount of money, you get like free lunches from the school. And that system was good and bad at a lot of times, and it was an embarrassment more so than not. But that's a story for another time. This one is just kind of testing the waters and seeing how I can run the show like this. I'm writing scripts. Right now I'm ad-libbing, but I'm going to go back to the script right now. Like I said, this is just a nice little test, kind of gauge to see how well it goes. And it's going to help me work on my vocal communication by simply talking slower and forcing myself to read what I say at the same time. Because I noticed that my brain and my voice try to, battle each other for position. So, I'm trying to work on my speech because I slur my words a lot. So, it is harder for me to do that, to slow down my talking, but I think it's something I really should be working on. Anyways, back to the main story. Let's see. I was fortunate to eat every day, but there was always a big line for the school lunch. You could spend upwards of 30 minutes or more waiting. Then the selection would not be favorable. I'm talking, the dried out pizzas or the burritos that look like they've been squished and other, food that just looks like a mystery. Like you don't exactly know what it is. So, it's something that you obviously do not want to wait in the line too long. So, to beat the lines, as soon as the lunch bell rang, I ran. I would sprint, juke, dodge, and even jump over kids and students. I did this every single day. Eventually, I ended up with the reputation. I mean, it's hard not to notice a 6'3" Mexican dude with long straightened hair, wearing all black, running at the speed of sound. I mean, I know that's an exaggeration, but I liked running. What can I say? And one of my most vivid stories, again, I'm going off script, because again, it's tough, I'm still learning, is one time I actually jumped over a person. I was running, I jumped up on like this ledge, and then there was like a big decorative rock in the middle of it, of this like rectangular planter thing, or just, where you plant a few things just for looks. And I jumped on that rock and jumped over at least two people, and I scared one of them because, how often do you see, someone hopping right over you? Like, you're walking straight along, you don't really pay attention. All of a sudden, from behind you, and above you, someone hops over you. Like that, it's kind of shocking, So, I was kind of proud of me clearing that instead of, kicking someone in the head or messing up and all that. I want to get back into that. Not kicking people in the head, no. But to get back into running and jumping again. So I'm looking forward to doing something like that. So I did my running with a 50-pound backpack, and I went through a lot of backpacks because I didn't trust lockers at my school. And also, I couldn't afford a simple lock. But that's another story. Basically, I carried all my books from every period in my backpack. So I was carrying upwards of 50 pounds or more on my back. It was like a rucksack. And I went through backpacks fast because I'm running, I'm jumping, and I'm pulling on my backpacks while running. So you can kind of see most backpacks aren't built for that kind of stuff. They're built to hold your books, some paper, etc., while walking to class. Not for basically parkour every single day. But thanks to that, I got fit quick. My shoulders and back definitely strengthened. I was always running, so I was very, very skinny. And I stayed in really, really good shape. People around school knew me as that kid that ran everywhere. And they were right. I absolutely loved running. Always have. I grew up with pretty bad asthma. While most kids had fun playing, my time was limited. As soon as my lungs made it hard to breathe, I had to stop and use albuterol. The white puffer, I guess, dispenser, was the best. It was straight albuterol. There was some issue with that, I guess, and they switched to another one because I guess standard albuterol increased blood pressure, which as a kid, I used to think that was just me getting energetic because I didn't really have to wait for very long. I would be having like a little bit of an asthma attack. I take a hit of that inhaler and boom, I'm rejuvenated, refreshed. I can breathe again. So I thought it was cool. Not to mention it gave me like an energy boost. I felt like I could just run a whole nother lap or two around the track. But they came out with like albuterol sulfate, which was like a red inhaler with a white cap, and albuterol tartrate, which was like a blue inhaler, if I recall, with like a dark blue cap. And the dark blue one tasted like ranch. Like I would take it on, and I would immediately be transported back to school lunch with the damn ranch packets. So that was always funny. And in albuterol sulfate, I like that one. It didn't have any distinct flavor, but it did help me like the original one did. Just, no blood pressure issue. So, I still think about that white inhaler with a fond memory. The medicine tasted kind of bitter, but holy damn, that stuff worked good. If I was having trouble breathing, felt like someone was choking me, boom, I can breathe again. I could breathe times 2. Over time, I forced myself to stop taking the inhalers, which, again, I don't recommend doing this. I just did it just to test my body. I was always curious like that. So I used to take Advair, which for people who have asthma will know you take that once a day, and basically it helps prevent asthma attacks. It's like daily slow dosing medicine, I guess, into your lungs, because what you do is you click that stuff down and inhale this powder straight into your lungs. And it's supposed to, keep your trachea, windpipe, whatever, from constricting. And I also had my emergency inhaler, just a regular inhaler. Asthma attack hits, 1 to 2 puffs, boom, brand new. The thing is, though, is I wanted to see if I could do it. So what I would do as a kid, every time I'd get an asthma attack, I would just go, I would be breathing hard, but I would do everything I could to resist not taking my inhaler. I wanted to see if I could train my body to not need it. Now, I do not, under any circumstances, recommend doing this. Again, this was me being stupid and just trying something out. I don't want anyone to take this as any type of professional advice or suggestion, but it's something I wanted to try to see if I could build up a resistance. And for me, it seemed to work. I didn't have to take an inhaler until I turned 22, and these stories happened when I was 14. And the only reason why I had to take an inhaler in the first place was because I started smoking. Again, another story which I'll talk about another time. So, and even to this day, I still don't use one, which is really nice. I still get winded, but I don't feel like I can't breathe or like I'm gonna die kind of thing, which would suck because I am right now currently over 1,000 miles away from home and my usual doctor, so to get a prescription would be impossible. Basically, I'd have to be carted away and get a $5,000 bill. Thank you, America. But back to the main point, I was running. And not only to lunch, but to other places too. Just every class, running. Freshman year, I started running. I'd run everywhere. To first period, second period, etc., to lunch, all the way to the end of school. But as the years wore on, my sophomore year, junior year, senior year, I stopped running to my classes and then only ran to lunch. That was it. I saved my super duper speed for lunch. And I'm not the only kid that would run to lunch, but I was the only kid to run all over the place and jump over things, people, like some really, really basic parkour. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this magnificent story of me doing fucking somersaults as soon as I land and doing all this cool shit. Just simple jumps, hops, and, running. So, I had a lot of fun. But, like I said, I reduced it because I was tired of showing up to class all sweaty. With that, I became Speedy Gonzalez, Speed Racer, Naruto, and to be honest, I felt really, really cool. People may have been saying that to make fun of me. Maybe people were just like, wow, look at that dude go. Who knows? I took it as, that's kind of cool. Fast forward to a few years ago, and I was shopping at a Save Mart, which is a grocery store in my area, and there was a girl behind the register that had recognized me, and she was like, hey, aren't you that kid that used to run everywhere in school to, class? And I was like, yeah, that was me. She's like, I remember seeing you run everywhere. Why were you always running? I just didn't like going to wait in the long-ass lines. And it's true. I didn't want to. But anyways, that's just a little confession, a little story. I don't know what people would expect from these. I'm just doing some tests to see if these can be feasible in the meantime until I can get back streaming. I plan to go back to streaming as soon as I can get back home and bring my PC with me on the road. That way, in my downtime, I can go back to streaming like I used to do. And of course, it depends on the area. But that's all something that remains to be seen. I want to take my time out right now to tell you all, I appreciate y'all for sticking around. Thank you for watching this video, or listening to it, I should say, if you do. Let me know in the comments. Give me suggestions in Discord if you're on the Discord. Let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from y'all. And until next time, this has been Carlos, what did I call it? Carlos's Chatty Confessions. So, I'll see y'all next time, alright? Take care, be safe, love y'all, and bye!